On January 7, 2025, Ghana marked a significant milestone with the inauguration of President John Dramani Mahama, who assumed office for the third time amid an economic crisis. The ceremony, held at Accra's Black Star Square, was attended by numerous dignitaries, including African heads of state such as Nigerian President Bola Tinubu and Burkina Faso's President Ibrahim Traoré. Sight turn new 10. President Ibrahim Traoré's presence was particularly noteworthy. As Africa's youngest leader, having assumed power in 2022 at the age of 34, his introduction during the ceremony elicited enthusiastic cheers and applause from the audience, underscoring his growing influence and the solidarity among West African nations. Sight turn search 2. The inauguration not only symbolized a peaceful transition of power in Ghana, but also highlighted the nation's commitment to democratic principles and regional cooperation. The attendance of prominent leaders like President Traoré emphasized the importance of unity and collaboration in addressing the challenges facing the region. For a closer look at President Traoré's impactful appearance during the inauguration, you can watch the following video. Video Ghana goes crazy when President Traoré is announced during new president inauguration turn zero search zero allowance. For more insights into significant events shaping Africa's political landscape, don't forget to subscribe to my channel.
President Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso made a historic appearance in Accra, Ghana on Tuesday morning to attend the inauguration ceremony of President John Dramani Mahama. This occasion was far more than a diplomatic formality. It symbolized a renewed bond between two neighboring nations committed to cooperation, shared prosperity, and regional stability. It also underscored a collective African vision that places unity at the forefront of addressing the continent's challenges. The timing of President Traoré's trip was particularly significant. It was his first official visit to Ghana since assuming office, aligning perfectly with President Mahama's swearing-in ceremony. By participating in the event, Captain Traoré emphasized the long-standing tradition of cooperation between Burkina Faso and Ghana, while also signaling his broader goal of advancing solidarity across West Africa. His presence affirmed a recognition that African nations must stand shoulder to shoulder in pursuit of development, security, and self-reliance. Upon his arrival at Kotoka International Airport, President Traoré received a warm reception from Ghanaian authorities who were eager to highlight their nation's friendship with Burkina Faso. However, the most notable show of enthusiasm came from the Burkina diaspora community living in Ghana. Led by Colonel Major David Cabré, Burkina Faso's ambassador to Ghana, a sizable group of Burkina citizens had mobilized to greet their president. They waved banners bearing messages of hope and unity, some declaring, "President Ibrahim Traoré, a man with a vision for the development of Burkina Faso and Africa," while others proclaimed him the nation builder, or called on the entire diaspora to unite for the development of their homeland. This outpouring of support highlighted both the pride of Burkina citizens abroad and their belief in Captain Traoré's capacity to spark meaningful change. The diaspora's enthusiastic welcome also underscored the importance of engaging citizens who live outside national borders. Over the years, remittances from diaspora communities have played a crucial role in bolstering domestic economies across Africa. Additionally, professionals and entrepreneurs who have settled abroad often gain experiences and skills that can be leveraged to spark innovation back home. By taking the time to meet with these citizens, President Traoré showcased his inclusive leadership style. Through dialogue, he sent a message that every Burkinabe, regardless of location, is integral to the nation's success. President Traoré's attendance at President Mahama's inauguration served as a powerful statement of mutual respect and camaraderie between Burkina Faso and Ghana. It also carried practical implications for the future. In the weeks and months ahead, discussions between the two countries are poised to address shared security concerns, economic cooperation, and joint strategies for navigating regional challenges. Both nations, after all, have confronted threats from extremist groups and cross-border criminal networks. Enhanced bilateral relations could bolster intelligence sharing, strengthen border control, and ultimately elevate the sense of safety and stability on both sides. While security often garners the most attention, economic development remains a key priority for both Burkina Faso and Ghana. As a landlocked country, Burkina Faso has historically depended on Ghanaian ports and infrastructure to facilitate trade. This makes Ghana an indispensable partner in boosting Burkinabe exports and streamlining access to international markets. The prospect of increased trade is equally appealing to Ghana, which can expand its commercial influence deeper into the Sahelian region by forging closer ties with Burkina Faso. Collaborative ventures could arise in agriculture, mining, information technology, and other spheres where both countries see strong potential for growth. Such projects would create jobs, enhance infrastructure, and improve quality of life for people in both nations. Beyond trade and security, there is also significant room for cultural and educational exchanges. Burkina Faso and Ghana are home to diverse ethnic groups, vibrant music scenes, and rich culinary traditions. These cultural elements can serve as bridges that bring communities closer. Student exchange initiatives, for instance, would offer young Burkinabe and Ghanaians the chance to experience each other's educational systems and expand their perspectives. Joint cultural festivals could further strengthen people-to-people connections, fostering goodwill that transcends official diplomatic ties. Over time, these grassroots bonds would reinforce the sense that both countries share more than just a border. They share values, aspirations, and destinies. President Traoré's schedule included more than attendance at the inauguration. A key highlight of his visit was his planned meeting in the afternoon with the Burkinabe community in Ghana. This gathering embodied his approach to leadership, which values open dialogue with citizens and insists on their involvement in national decision-making processes. Many members of the diaspora have ideas, concerns, and proposals concerning how Burkina Faso can address its challenges. By offering them a direct channel of communication, President Traoré demonstrated a readiness to hear fresh perspectives and to welcome input from Burkinabe citizens wherever they may be. These discussions with the diaspora could lead to concrete outcomes that impact policies back home. Initiatives to promote diaspora investments in Burkina Faso via tax incentives, business incubation programs, or simplified administrative procedures are possibilities that could arise from such meetings. Proposals for skill transfers, where highly trained diaspora professionals partner with local institutions, might also gain traction. There is growing recognition that diaspora communities can serve as catalysts for innovation and development, helping to bridge knowledge gaps and propel Burkina Faso forward in various fields, from technology and education to healthcare and entrepreneurship. President Traoré has repeatedly underlined his commitment to safeguarding national sovereignty and reducing dependence on external powers. This stance resonates with many in Burkina Faso, who see genuine self-determination as the foundation for enduring peace and prosperity. Yet Captain Traoré's vision extends beyond national borders. He consistently calls for synergy among African nations, recognizing that many of the problems they face, like terrorism, climate change, and economic vulnerability, have no regard for state boundaries. His decision to attend the inauguration in Ghana underscores the principle that African leaders must show up for one another, standing united in moments of ceremony and in times of crisis. John Dramani Mahama, the newly inaugurated president of Ghana, has his own track record as a champion of infrastructure development, education, and economic reform. His vision for Ghana's future dovetails in many respects with Traoré's aspirations for Burkina Faso. By aligning with leaders who share a belief in self-reliance, democratic principles, and regional cooperation, Captain Traoré sets the stage for potentially transformative initiatives. Joint efforts targeting youth empowerment, for instance, could see both nations prioritize vocational training, digital literacy, and the nurturing of startups. Recognizing that Africa's youth population is soaring, both presidents appear poised to invest in programs and policies that give young people the skills and opportunities necessary to drive the continent's modernization. In the security domain, a collaborative approach could help Burkina Faso and Ghana tackle threats that neither country can handle alone. Collective strategies might involve joint military exercises, better intelligence sharing, and investment in resilient infrastructures that guard against attacks. By addressing insecurity at its roots, through education, employment, and inclusive governance, the two countries could also work to dismantle the factors that make communities susceptible to extremist ideologies. Another relevant area of collaboration is the fight against climate change. As global temperatures rise and weather patterns shift, both Burkina Faso and Ghana are grappling with environmental pressures such as droughts, floods, and desertification. Through combined efforts, like the introduction of climate-smart agriculture practices, the protection of water resources, and the transition to renewable energy, the two nations could chart a path of sustainable development that becomes a model for their neighbors. President Traoré's emphasis on engaging with citizens extends well beyond Burkina Faso's borders, reflecting his firm belief that governance must be inclusive. For Burkinabe individuals living abroad, the slogans displayed at Accra's airport were more than mere platitudes. They were galvanizing statements about unity, common purpose, and the possibility of collective progress. Unite and engage for the development of our homeland is a reminder that the diaspora's role is not ancillary, but central to national growth. This reality applies for the people of Burkina Faso. Whether living at home or scattered around the world, these developments symbolize hope for a future shaped by unity and constructive action. The enthusiastic welcome in Ghana, coupled with President Traoré's responsive listening, reflects a leadership model grounded in trust and mutual respect. It also stands as an invitation to every Burkinabe citizen to contribute their expertise, resources, and goodwill toward building a nation that is secure, prosperous, and influential within the region. The warm reception in Accra, the meaningful presence at President Mahama's swearing-in, and the open dialogue with the diaspora all demonstrate Captain Traoré's drive to cultivate robust networks of cooperation. They point toward a broader narrative of African leaders, realizing that sustainable progress depends on synergy, country to country, government to citizen, and diaspora to homeland. In a global landscape often characterized by uncertainty, this approach represents a welcome dose of optimism. It suggests that, by harnessing the collective talent, passion, and determination of Africans, both at home and abroad, nations like Burkina Faso and Ghana can illuminate a path forward for the entire continent. As these partnerships and initiatives evolve, interested observers and stakeholders can help by staying informed, sharing knowledge, and participating in dialogues that advance Africa's interests. Those moved by this story can engage in their own communities, promoting discussions about regional cooperation and supporting local or diasporic projects aimed at driving sustainable change. Watching the handshake between President Traoré and President Mahama at the inauguration, one is reminded that such seemingly simple gestures can carry immense symbolic weight. They remind everyone that cooperation is not just about signing agreements or exchanging pleasantries, but about a deeper unity of purpose. By building on that unity, Burkina Faso, Ghana, and indeed the whole of Africa can write new chapters of success, grounded in common values and a determination to forge their own destiny. To those following these developments, the best way to contribute is to remain engaged and informed. Liking, commenting, and subscribing to reliable sources of news can help keep the conversation alive, ensuring that stories of positive leadership and meaningful collaboration reach wider audiences. In an age where global narratives often focus on turmoil, these constructive examples provide hope and clarity. They remind us that Africa's future is being shaped not only by challenges, but also by visionary leaders and proactive citizens, ready and willing to innovate, cooperate, and champion a brighter tomorrow.